Today's video is sponsored by Lustre. You know that dude that shows up super late to the party and brings nothing to contribute? Well, Corsair is back with the confusingly named K65, which is not a 65% layout at all, but a standard 60% layout, and it offers, well, you ready? Let's go. Priced at an astoundingly overconfident $109.99, the Corsair K65 is a standard layout 60% board with a plastic case reminiscent of literally any entry-level Chinese Amazon 60% board. Really thin bezels, decent stock angle, no flip-down feet, no height adjust, just 4 rubber bars in the corners, pretty lightweight at 565 grams. Branding is super minimal with just a spot gloss sale logo at the top and a barely visible K65 on the left side. These are available in 3 different flavors of Cherry MX, so you get red, silent, or speed silvers, which we have here today. Minus hot swap, they've done just about everything somebody would expect you to do with the 60% board. Detachable cable here is USB-C, it's center mounted, it's recessed, standard layout, PBT shine through keycaps, good texture here. The font is blocky, gamery, what you'd expect from Corsair. There are large pad printed secondary legends on nearly every key, so you'll never have to memorize anything, but it makes for a really cluttered aesthetic. The legends themselves are really clearly defined, and the lighting, as expected, is really clean and consistent. Animations are fast and crisp. Corsair still does some of the best RGB on the market. Inside the box, you'll get a braided detachable USB-C cable and a basic plastic keycap puller. You also get 2 spacebars. There's shine-through radiant spacebar, which is a painted ABS, as well as a standard PBT spacebar. My standard bar arrived with a little nick in the front that's really noticeable. You also get a shine-through sail logo escape key replacement that appears to be the same shine-through PBT as the other keys, which is nice to see. The caps themselves do have a little texture to them, but they don't feel rough or chalky, and they're really thick. These are actually really high quality examples of shine through PBT. Under the spacebar, you can see that we still have the 2 additional LEDs to help light that spacebar fully, and we've got a black PCB in there. The stabilizers appear to be basic Cherry clone stabs, and they look as though they have some light factory lube in there as well. These aren't going to stack up to some decent aftermarket stabs, but for a large scale production pre-built, they're passable. Big improvement from Corsair stabs in the past, and honestly better than the stabilizers on the recent HyperX 60%. So the board has a pretty decent tone, but it's also got ping for days. It sounds hollow and it's really loud, and that's because there's no sound dampening material inside this case at all. So what you have is a chamber in there that just amplifies any negative acoustics from the board. Truth told, even adding in some bonus points for the lube stabilizers here, this board sounds pretty much like any Red Dragon or GK entry-level basic 60%. But speaking of something that's not basic, today's sponsor, Lustre. Lustre is a free shopping tool and browser extension that takes product info, reviews, and pricing from all over the internet and puts it in one place for you. Say you have no idea where to start. You're looking for a new gaming keyboard and you want to spend about $100. Lustre is going to go to work and show you the top 5 best options out there at that price point. Decent picks too. A lot of entries in there from Razer and Corsair. And it's not based on Lustre's opinions. You can see where they pulled reviews and ratings from. Credible spots too, like ratings.com, Tom's Hardware, expert reviews. You can even get a general feel for how well it's accepted on Reddit threads. You can see any scores or awards and get a brief comparison of important points. Once you get it narrowed down, you can even click through to read or watch the full reviews. Or you can check if maybe your favorite YouTube reviewer has a video about it. They'll also show you the best pricing out there at big retailers and can alert you to sale prices. Lustre is totally free. It works in Google and Amazon. It can save you both time and money when you're shopping for your perfect product. Click the link in the description below to sign up today. Thanks again to Lustre for continuing to support the channel, and thank you for your time. I appreciate it. This board, like the recently released K100, touts 8,000 Hz polling rate, which they've now branded as hyper polling, as well as 4,000 Hz key scanning. At this point in time, this is a paper spec only kind of thing. There may be some future proofing here, but there's nothing here that's going to dramatically, hell, even marginally increase your gameplay. This shouldn't be news to anyone by now, but using a 60% loses dedicated arrows. The secondary layout here is really strange with the arrow keys on UHJK by default. Paired with the function key that's one over from the right alt, it makes for some really bizarre hand positioning to take advantage of them. They've also added mouse controls like we saw in the original Ducky 1.2 Mini, and you can access different stock lighting modes right on the hardware as well. In terms of rebinding, we see you do have support to remap the base layer, plus a function layer and a function 2 layer. I can't figure any way to remap the function button to a different location, but one thing I did like though is the ability to not only save your lighting, but your remapping as well to the keyboard at a hardware level, so you can travel with this, and your settings will travel with you, even if the host computer doesn't have IQ. And that's really all there is to it. I don't have a lot of meaningful commentary here because this feels like a review I've already done numerous times. There's just no compelling reason to suggest this product unless you're just a die-hard Corsair fan and you want a small form factor board to match the rest of your setup. There's nothing new or exciting here, and while they technically hit everything you would really want in a pre-built 60, minus some sound dampening, these are things we were asking for from the big brands like 2 years ago. This release just really punctuates the idea that Corsair feels out of touch with the market right now. The K65 feels like a $50 or $60 board, and you could probably find the same layout in the same case with hot swap at that price point. At $109.99 US, it's gonna be a no from me. Dog. Links down in the description if you insist on grabbing one. As always, any questions, hit me in the comments. And that's it for this time. I'm Brian P. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that sub button, and until next time, stay up.